Hi guys! Welcome to Pet Talk Live. I'm Kristen Corral, local pet expert and owner of Little White Dog Company. And today I'm here with Kathy Carr, owner of Canine Bodywork and Aquatics in Henderson. So you're probably like, what is Canine Bodywork and Aquatics? Well, we're going to talk about it today. And it's a little dark, but we're sitting in front of this awesome pool. It's upstairs, second level, in Wigwam and Pecos. So come check her out. We're going to go over everything today. So let's talk about you. We just had a 15-minute conversation about how we've actually worked together before, and we know each other, and we know all of the same people, and yet we're dumb and we didn't recognize each other at first. Although I did recognize you, I swear. If you guys have questions, if you're watching this live, type in your questions in the bottom. If I can see them, we will answer them at the end. If you are watching this on the replay, type your questions for Kathy in the comments, and she will go on later tonight and answer all of your questions if you have them. And she'll give out her information for her website and all of that at the end, yeah? Okay, so let's talk first about you.
Okay.
So, I know your background, but no one else does. So, how did you kind of get into working with animals in general?
Been an avid animal lover my whole life. Done a lot of volunteering, worked with a lot of rescue groups, shelters, that kind of thing. And about 12 years ago, got very interested with helping comfort, helping heal, helping make our furry friends feel better.
Yeah.
So took my first animal massage course about 12 years ago, mainly focusing on dogs and horses, a little bit of cat and other animals as well. Loved it, and then just kind of kept going from there. Yeah.
And Kathy and I did the same animal massage program, but not at the same time. And it's IP Touch through UNLV, which is actually no longer there. And it was online, but now it's not. So you're out of luck if you want to do it. So once you got your IP Touch certification, where did you go from there?
Kept learning, kept taking webinars, different courses. Ended up at the Northwest School for Animal Massage out of Washington, which was phenomenal. Did Spirits in Transition course, which was fantastic as well. Power of Touch with Megan Aru.
Oh wow! So you've done a bunch of other massage courses.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Did you do those all online, or did you go?
No, Northwest School of Animal Massage is a combined, so it's a lot of in-person hours as well as some online introductory stuff, as far as your anatomy, physiology, that kind of thing.
Oh, so it's way more in depth.
Yes.
Very cool. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so she's got tons of training.
Continued with the training, ended up at Pima with the vet assistant program. And then during that, I was on the wait list for my water therapy course. And once I took the water therapy course, I just fell in love.
Yeah.
So I just kept pursuing that and figured there's nobody here in Nevada yet. So I was either going to move or try and do it here by myself. So I did it here.
Yeah. Which is exciting because I tell this to my clients all the time, is if they have senior dogs and you have a pool, get those dogs in the pool. I mean, any dogs, but especially senior dogs, because if you keep them moving and swimming, it's so low impact. Yeah. And I see such an improvement in animals that do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk more about the water therapy, because we're here in front of the pool. So what exactly does it consist of? Let's start with just the water stuff first.
Okay. Basically here, dogs of all ages are welcome and can come. If you're a puppy learning how to swim, you can maybe come for like 3 sessions or so, and just make sure that a lot of dogs don't have that instinct to just automatically swim, which some people think they do. So they'll just kind of, freeze in there, and you're kind of manually showing them how to paddle and use their front limbs correctly, and also kick appropriately. So they're using all 4 limbs as well as their tail power for the balance and that kind of thing, helping with their turns and everything. If you were a 3 or 4-year-old athlete dog, you're doing agility on the weekends. Very fit. Maybe in the summer months, it's too hot to get that, 3rd run in during the day, or that extra run midday or something like that for fitness. So this is a great way to not only outlet, physical, release some stress, pent up, energy when you're that young, but it's a non-weight bearing, of course, exercise. The resistance within the water is 15 to 20 times that on land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and about a 5-minute swim, they say, is equivalent to about a 5-mile run.
Okay.
So it is a very strenuous workout, and we do have jets for the very athletic dogs. Exactly. We can put those jets on, and they can get an even tougher workout. Of course, in a safe environment where I'm watching them and making sure, they're not overheating. If they need a break, if they need a water break, just take a break and do some body work or massage while we're in there too. So
that's what I was going to ask you. So how long does a normal session last in the pool?
Anywhere between half an hour and an hour.
Oh, really?
Depending what they do need.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
What your goals are.
Okay. And you're in there with them, not the client?
Correct.
Okay.
I am in there with your dog the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get waterlogged all day long?
All day long. I love it. I swim with
you
dogs
have those
all day long.
fingers.
You know what? It's not too bad. There's no chemicals in the water.
Oh, is it salt water?
No, everything is sanitized by UV. So you're going to come out of here super soft. Soft and clean, and anybody with skin issues, allergies, there's usually no issues at all. If there's ear sensitivities, ear infections, that kind of thing, we have all sorts of different ear protection with snoods that we can, help the dog become more comfortable.
Yeah, and then dry their ears. Really
Yep,
good
of course.
That does happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tie into how this all kind of ties into your massage stuff.
Well, and then carrying on, if you were a senior dog, I get a lot of calls from the senior dogs, and which is actually part of the reason why I made the whole wellness center.
Yeah.
Because I wanted more options to be able to give my girl. This is Ginger's pool, everybody.
What kind
She's
of dog
sharing
is Ginger?
it with you
What
all.
kind of dog is Ginger?
Ginger is a beautiful chow mix. Don't know what else. She's a tripod, and many issues from spinal disease, hip dysplasia, shoulder dysplasia.
How old
all
is she?
sorts of issues. She's about 14 now. So she's...
I love senior dogs.
She's fragile and comes in here and has her weekly
So
swims.
she swims okay with her 3?
Yeah.
Just like they walk fine?
Yep, absolutely.
Do you put life vests on them when they're in?
The first session I always will use a life jacket on the dogs, just for safety and for me to assess your dog more. Make sure there's... if I miss a signal that they're giving me, if they're reaching a threshold with their anxieties, I want to make sure I've got more safety for your dog by having that jacket. But of course, the whole time it's a very close and intimate situation when we're in the water. I can actually feel your dog's heartbeat, right there with me. So I'm very
in tune if they're freaking out. Yeah. And how deep is it? I can't even.
It's only 4 feet.
Okay, so you're fine. You're standing.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of anxiety, I know when I put my chihuahuas in the pool, they lose their mind and they're like freaking out.
Right.
So how many sessions does it take to get a dog that hates water to be comfortable enough to actually benefit from what you're doing?
Well, some dogs, I think, just like some humans, just will not like the water
Ever.
or enjoy it as much ever.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been open, it'll be a year next week in May.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Kristen. So in a year, I've had 2 dogs that after a few sessions, one was 3 sessions, one was about 5 sessions. And we just mutually decided, no, this isn't, the benefits right now are not outweighing the stress that the dog is going through.
Right.
So we can go ahead and, just let that go, and that's okay. The dog can still come for massage. There's many other things that dog can do for whatever the reason they were coming here for the first place.
Yeah.
But that's 2 out of many.
But
thankfully.
Typically, after 1 or 2 sessions, do they kind of ease into it?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes between the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of the first session, there can be tremendous improvement. Once the dog gets more comfortable, is trusting of me, then they start to become a little bit more confident. So even if they didn't like it and start to really enjoy the water more, if they were at, backyard pool party, or they went to the lake one day, or you were on a boat, and they fell in or something horrible happened, their muscle memory is going to take over.
Exactly.
So that's a huge, life skill for everyone to try and, bring your dog or teach your dog to learn how to swim safely, controlled environment, slowly, and hopefully with a professional to make sure, you're setting your dog up for success.
And even though we don't have lakes or things I think we're getting questions, but we'll answer them at the end.
Okay.
So even though we don't have lakes or, we're not living in Florida here, but a lot of people have pools, and I do know 3 or 4 people where their dogs have drowned in the pool.
Oh.
And so this is something that even if you weren't doing it, you know, as a senior dog or for other kinds of benefits, you could do it as a strictly like teach your dog how to swim program, so that if your dog fell in the pool, God forbid, then it would know how to get itself out, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another
life
thing.
skill, just like with your kids. Yeah, everyone should know how to swim.
I know, but not everyone does. I grew up in Florida. I know how to swim. It's kind of like a wellness center. Yeah. So what other kinds of things are you into that you practice here besides just those
probably
two?
The most right now, clients, I work with a lot of the seniors, obviously, and the guardians are looking for another option. Maybe, you know, they've just been told, oh, you know, my dog is 12 years old or 13 and she's arthritic or something. And, you know, just kind of do the best you can. They're looking for more. The bond and relationship we have with our dogs is beyond words for most of us. So so something like this is a great, you know, safe place that we can combine, you know, body work and massage in the water.
Yeah.
The buoyancy of the water is placing less stress on those joints. In the water, most of the dogs have a freer movement, so sometimes they can get a greater range of motion. If they're up, of course, there's no weight bearing. So if they're walking and they've got aches and pains, just walking, they're not going to walk as much when they start to get older. In here, all of a sudden, they're moving pain-free. Wow, this is kind of cool. So they start moving more. Then all of a sudden, once they have done a few swims, they start moving even more, and then their cardio increases too. Which, you know, once you get your cardio up, you get all those other benefits from endorphins flowing and circulation increasing, to toxins releasing, inflammation can decrease, pain can decrease. Just being in warm water, everybody knows, you know, in a bathtub, you just get a sense of well-being and a sense of peace and a sense of relaxation. Yeah. It's the same thing, you know, for the dogs. So
I think too, and I get this with a lot of my clients, and this is something that I preach, I think people have a habit of thinking that when their dog gets old, that we should just kind of let them be. And that's almost the worst thing that you can do, is just to let them sit. Because the more they sit, the harder it's going to be for them to move.
The body in motion stays in motion.
Exactly. Oh, I need to use that. I'm
right?
That, even though you didn't invent it, but still. I think people think like, oh, they're old, I'm not going to make them walk, or I'm not going to make them go outside. But the more they walk, and your vet, I mean, ask your vet, they will tell you the same thing. Like, the more you can get your animals to move, the better off they're going to be. So if you're not in a position to get them moving, like, bring them here. Or even if you are, and you want to do something different, you don't have a pool, you don't have this, you don't have that, bring them to Kathy, and she'll do it for you, and it's fabulous.
Right. And even if you know, there's any kind of mobility issues, whether there's a partial paralysis, you know, something like a DM, this is so wonderful because the dogs are still being able to move, and it can really, just in my studies, talking with my colleagues that do this, it can really slow, you know, for an example, a DM dog, degenerative myelopathy, can really slow the progression of that tremendously.
Is that the German Shepherd one that's specific to them?
They have a lot, Okay. Yeah, so it starts in the hind end, and then the paralysis gradually will work its way forward.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So things like that, there's dogs in wheelchairs and carts. If they're starting to scoot and dragging a limb, there's so many benefits in here.
Yeah.
To not only body awareness, increasing, you know, muscle strength and tone, to all those supporting muscles, you know, around as they're maneuvering and figuring out how to move their body in a different way now. If this hurts, or I don't have this limb anymore, or, you know, what's going on, something neurological where it's trying to signal and tell those legs to move, but it may not necessarily be doing that, depending on what's going on with your dog. In here, it's wonderful with a little bit of assistance, you know, from me or the jacket. There's all sorts of different stretches, Watsu type of floats that we can do to help increase the range of motion. Obviously, just swimming itself, doggy paddling is going to do wonders. There's so many more things than just swimming that we do in here. And because the actual swimming is very strenuous exercise, like we talked about, 15 to 20 times the resistance, we do lots and lots of breaks, and during that time is a wonderful time to be in the water and just do body work and massage. So
so if I was coming as a client, would I sit? Do I sit and watch the whole time?
Absolutely. Okay. So important. The emotional component for your dog and the guardian is so important.
I
Dogs
think so
feeding
too,
off
yeah.
of you. The guardian may be emotional. The guardian may be, I have a senior dog and she's not moving around as much. I'm scared. So the emotional component for, dog and human. Some people like to sit right here. Some people will move a chair up to the edge of the pool. Some people will walk back and forth as I'm moving the dog back and forth in the water. Some people will fall asleep. Some people will cry as they're watching their dog who maybe hasn't walked in a year, all of a sudden swim and fetch, chase after a frisbee or something.
Yeah.
When the dog is moving and they're free. Some of them, I have one client now, she's gradually declined her fitness and just her age, and she always needs assistance, and she has a wheelchair as well, but she needs assistance just to stand up and also to urinate and defecate now. But when she's in the water, her height is perfect for one of our benches, and she's standing unassisted. So just for her to be able to stand when she hasn't stood in months is wonderful, and for the organs and everything to just kind of shift back into position is just a wonderful, freeing, lovely experience.
But also probably for her mental state, because they're not just dogs. They think, they feel, they have emotions, and if you own a pet, you know that. But I'm sure it must be so frustrating when a dog loses the ability to walk or do some of the normal things. And we can't tell them, I'm so sorry, this is what's happening to you. We can't, explain that. So it's a nice thing that they can come in here and be able to stand and do all these things that they can't do anymore in real life. So you're doing a really wonderful thing.
Oh, it's amazing. Working with dogs, especially in the water. This was a total dream. This was built out of love. This was built for Ginger and the community. So hopefully, we'll just keep being able to provide comfort and healing and fun, whatever it is that you're looking for, life skills, to
and when I came in
the Vegas Valley,
to everyone. I mean, it's really close off the 215. So even if you don't live in Henderson, it only took me. I live in the Southwest. It took me less than 15 minutes to get here. So worth it. And when I walked in, I was blown away as to how big this place really is. It's huge, and the pool is so cool. There's a ramp, so. Obviously, for some of your, handy-capable dogs, they can just come up the ramp, or for seniors, maybe even...
All of the flooring is specially, not designed, specially was picked for the senior dogs so they're not slipping. Sometimes in the clinics or wherever, you see the dogs and they're just, it's hard. They
or
can't,
even in people's houses when
your
they
house
have
with the tile,
or the
wooden
hardwood,
floor, whatever.
That's crazy.
So the flooring in here is wonderful. Sometimes they're like, wow, just to see my dog run up the ramp, or just to run down the pool once they get out is wonderful, because they're not necessarily doing that at home.
Exactly. And Kathy's on Instagram and Facebook, and if you follow her, she posts really cool videos every day of all the dogs swimming. It's really fun and cute. And what else? Is there anything else that we didn't touch on?
I want to mention I partner with Pawtastic Friends, who's a local 501c3 here in town, and basically they help provide enrichment training. They get through a scholarship program for all sorts of different rescue groups. So a lot of these dogs that are in boarding or have been taken out of the shelter situation and environment, placed into foster homes or placed in a different kind of boarding facility for whatever reasons, they're helping these dogs learn super valuable skills, whether it's just leash walking, manners, just getting them out for enrichment, socialization, learning puzzles, agility work, of course the emotional of just getting them out of the kennel, getting them walked and exercised. And for the past year, some of them have been able to come and have been sponsored to come to water therapy.
Amazing.
So the physical, obviously we think of the physical most of the time first, the benefits that the swimming and the warm water therapy can do. But oh my goodness, with some of these rescue dogs that have been in a boarding or shelter situation for 4, 5, 10 years,
It's so
they're
exciting.
emotional.
Yeah.
Like sometimes coming in here is the first time that they have had not heard so many dogs barking or been in a quiet environment.
Yeah.
I've had, dogs fall asleep in my arms, these shelter dogs, snore on the side of the pool.
Yeah.
And just for their emotional well-being, if they're, stressed out, not eating, have lost, 10 pounds in 1 week, which some of them do. They go through hard periods when they're in the boarding situation. And these rescue groups, are doing their best with adoption events and everything else. But Podtastic Friends is really helping provide that enrichment.
Yeah.
So please check out Podtastic Friends page.
Yeah, they're great.
And you can sponsor a dog. It's for $25. You can sponsor a dog for if you see someone that you love, or you can just say whoever is needing it. And you can help them learn some of these life skills. You can help them learn how to swim, how to have an emotional, like a decompression day, a spa day.
Yeah.
And then these
love
dogs
that. I'm
are
gonna
getting,
do that.
yeah, these dogs then are getting adopted. I think probably 3/4 of the dogs that have been sponsored for enrichment training here at the pool have been adopted.
Yeah.
So it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. It feels good. It's great for the dogs. So please check out Podtastic Friends, and thank you to everybody out there.
Yeah, let me see. I think we have a couple people commenting. Yeah. Love hydrotherapy. Oh, hey, Pam. How long is the average session? I think we answered that, but like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how the dog does. Yeah. Can scroll.
Yeah. Depending what you book as well,
Yeah, depending on what you book, and then depending on how long they'll actually swim.
Yep.
Kind of the same with the way I do massage. Is like sometimes you think like I tell people, maybe 30 minutes, and then the dog's like, no,
sometimes it's
10.
Yeah. You have a basic recipe for what you're thinking and what your goals are from talking to the guardian and assessing the dog initially. But after that first session or 2 sessions, you'll have a much better idea.
I think so too. Yeah.
You really do, or the dog is really going to benefit more from an hour therapeutic session as opposed to just a quick half-hour.
Just power swim.
Power swim, fitness, that kind of thing. It's really depending a lot. We learned so much from that first session. And then together, you and I will talk and we'll figure out how to best move forward and create the best program for your dog.
Yeah. And just going back to the Podtastic thing too, is like, this is why I kind of want to spotlight some of these amazing businesses, because I feel like some of these people like Kathy, and I do the same thing, is like, supporting these small businesses
working together
with other small businesses, like support local. Like these people are out here, and like she's busting her booty every day in the pool with your dogs, but then she's still like giving out to the community as well, and like giving back to the local dogs. And here, if you live in Vegas, you know how bad like our rescue situation is here. It's insane. So I just think it's important, like, support small business, come see Kathy, get on her social media. What's your website?
Yep. Just spell out the whole name, Canine Bodywork and Aquatics.com. It's the same thing for Facebook, Canine Bodywork and Aquatics.com. You can always call or text me at 702-743-1551.
Yeah, and if you want to get more information, just call her, or you can message her on Facebook, message her on Instagram. She'll write you back. If you have more questions after you watch this video on the replay, make sure you put them in the comments, and Kathy, I'll tag you. And yep, she'll get back to you tonight. Or just reach out to her.
I think I'm literally like 8 followers or likes away on my Facebook page to reach my goal of 500 on my year anniversary.
Okay,
so
get her to 500.
If you do have a chance, I think I just need 8 more likes, and we'll get to 500 this first year in business.
All right, get her to 500. I know, I'm like right behind you.
Please, if you want to, skip your coffee for 1 week and donate, it's just $25 for one of the
I'm gonna pledge one for that today.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna do that today. So
we
everyone
appreciate it. All the volunteers appreciate it. If you want to do any volunteer efforts, helping walk dogs, filling Kongs with peanut butter, anything like that. So many of these rescue dogs and partnerships that we work with are they're amazing. So many hardworking people looking out for the dogs in our community, and let's just keep spreading the word, spreading the love, and help and healing and comfort.
Yes.
They do so much for us. It feels so good to give back to them.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm so glad you came on today. Hopefully everyone could see and hear us. Right. I know it's a little dark. I need professional lighting. Listen, I do what I can.
Right.
All right, thanks, Kathy. Don't forget to ask your questions in the comments.
Thank you,
see you
Kristen.
next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.